Hello YouTube. I thought today I'd do something a little bit different, and believe it or not, this is still 1867, but what I've done is I've actually raised one part from below ground level to above ground level, and it's a part with a map of 1867 superimposed upon it. I'm going to just cam out for a second and show you what it looks like. Now you can see the trick that we use to make sure the town is as precise as possible with all the buildings in the right positions and in the right proportions. Upon this map you can see there's an outline of Luxembourg as it was in 1867, and what we do is usually the map is hidden below ground level, but when we go to place a new building we temporarily lift the map up, place the building in the right position using the map to help us, and then lower the map again below ground level. To make it a bit easier for you to see what's happening, I've actually set the map to be 0.5 transparency. So if you look really carefully, you can see, look, for instance, underneath this house here, you can see the house actually continues down to ground level, but just to make it easy to see, I've actually raised the map about 4 or 5 meters above ground level. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wander around the map just randomly and show you some of the parts that you might recognize from the game. Well, I'm actually running about 5 meters above the level of the bridge. I'm going to run over this direction over the river. You might think, what is this line going over the river? Well, that's a weir. The weir is leading from the bridge right across over to the watermill, and there you can see the watermill actually working underneath the map. So this helps us to make sure we get everything in exactly the right position and to be as authentic as possible. And there you can see the houses actually lead down to the water's edge with the gardens behind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just cam over behind the street and show you there. You can see some houses have not yet been built. These aren't actually houses, these are sheds and outhouses. And now you'll understand why those gardens just look so bare behind, because in a few months or even a year's time, hopefully we'll have loads of outhouses and buildings around the rear of those. But at the moment we're focusing on mainly the streetscape to make it look as authentic as possible. So that will give you an idea of how we manage to make everything to be as authentic and realistic as possible, so that when we do the buildings we can be certain that what we're doing is as realistic as it would be if you were to walk around the streets of Luxembourg in 1867. Right, I shall leave you just there. I'll just sign off and say good night to you all. Have yourself a good time, and I'll see you around another time. Don't forget, subscribe!